Hi friends, welcome to Bedtime Stories. Today's bedtime stories are all about animals, different animals. And our first story I'm excited to read is brand new. It's called Maka the Alpaca. And it is by Matt Cosgrove. So let's see. This guy is called Maka, and he is an alpaca. He loves splashing in puddles, and he gives the best cuddles. Maka's days were carefree, filled with giggles and glee, until drama. Oh, llama. Oh, no. That guy is called Harmer, and he is no charmer. He's tall and strong and woolly, but he's also a bully. Ugh. Harmer was mean, quite the worst you have seen. He took Maka's stuff, and he played very rough. Not nice. You puny pipsqueak, I'm strong, and you're weak. What a jerk. Maka said, no, you're wrong. I'm surprisingly strong. The pair made a bet, and the challenge was set. Uh-oh. I'll move this boulder, Harmer pushed with his shoulder. He huffed, he puffed, and he nudged till it finally budged. When Maka's turn came, he just used his brain. Oh, look at that. Huff! Well, why don't you try to reach up this high? Easily done using this. Harmer let out a hiss. Oh, that Maka's a smart guy, huh? Now that Llama was fuming, his nasty mind was zooming. Okay, let's have a race. Try and keep pace. First to the top is the best, full stop. They took off in a flash and began their mad dash up the steep mountainside. But then the rocks began to slide. Being nimble and light, Maka made it all right. As he leapt to the summit, he saw Harmer plummet. Oh no! Some might call it karma, as that bully of a llama went crash, bang, and splat. And that, my friends, was that. Harmer said plainly shaken, turns out I was mistaken, for you've proved it quite clearly, size doesn't matter really. Maka went up to the thug and gave him a great big what? What did he give him? A great big what? Hug. The end. Not Harmer. He was a real stinker, wasn't he? All right. Are you ready for another animal story? This is called The Rat and the Tiger, and this is by Kiko Kaza. Okay, let's see what this story is about. I'm a rat, just a tiny little rat. Tiger's a big tough fellow, and we're best friends. We used to have a little problem, though. Whenever we played cowboys, Tiger was always the good guy, and I was the bad guy. Tiger said, the good guy always wins in the end. What could I say? I'm just a tiny little rat. Whenever Tiger and I shared a donut, Tiger always cut it to that his piece was bigger than mine. Tiger said, it's nice to share, isn't it? What could I say? I'm just a tiny little rat. Not very nice. Whenever Tiger saw a flower he liked, he just pointed and he just expected me to get it for him. Tiger said, isn't nature beautiful? What could I say? I'm just a tiny little rat. One day I built a castle, the biggest one that I had ever made. Look, Tiger, I shouted proudly. He said, nice job, rat. Then he jumped into the air and he kicked my castle to pieces. Oh, that's it, Tiger, I screamed. You're not my friend anymore. I may be a tiny little rat, but you're a big, mean bully. Goodbye. I was mad, and I was sad, but most of all, I was scared. I'd never yelled at Tiger like that before. When Tiger found me, my heart almost stopped. I thought he might just kick me like he kicked my castle. Go away, Tiger, I shouted. I'm not afraid of you. Leave me alone. But Tiger didn't come to kick me. He had fixed my castle, and he wanted me to see it. So I did, but I told him I'm still not your friend. Then Tiger asked me if I wanted to play the good cowboy for a change, and I did. But I told him I'm still not your friend. Next, Tiger asked me if I wanted to cut our donut for once. So I did. But I told him I'm still not your friend. Finally, Tiger asked me if I wanted a flower, so I pointed to one, and Tiger bravely went to pick it for me. Oh. Maybe, I told him, just maybe I'll be your friend again. And Tiger smiled. Ever since that day, we've gotten along just fine. We take turns at everything, and we split our donuts right down the middle. We do have a little problem, though. We have a new kid on the block. Uh-oh, who is that? It's a rhinoceros. He looks like he's taking the biggest piece from both of them now. Oh, they're going to have to teach him a lesson. They're going to have to teach that rhino a lesson. Okay, I have one more story about the animals. And this is called If All the Animals Came Inside. And it's by Eric Pinder and illustrated by Mark Brown. Let's see, Mark Brown, he writes all the Arthur books. If all the animals came inside, my brother would cry, my sister would hide, the doggy would bark, and the kitten would hiss. My parents would make funny faces like this. Ah! But I wouldn't look for a place to hide. I'd climb aboard for an elephant ride. Thump, rump, bang, bump. The walls would tremble, the windows would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. When all the animals played hide and seek, I'd cover my eyes, but the monkeys would peek. They'd laugh and they'd point, they'd swing and they'd run. I'd hide with a hippo and have so much fun. Crash, bash, zoom, boom. The walls would tremble, the closets would quake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. When all the animals wanted a snack, the skunk and the panda and even the yak would rush to the kitchen to chew up our food. Mommy would tell them to stop being rude. Oh, boy. Mommy's got to tell them, huh? Lunch, munch, burp, crunch. The walls would tremble. The dishes would break. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. When all the animals needed a drink, they'd slobber and drool all over the sink. The badger would blubber. The grizzly would burp. My sister would mutter, it's not nice to slurp. Phew, woo, ick, you. The walls would tremble. The cupboards would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. The lions would roar as they sprawled on the floor. The lemurs would lollygag right by the door. My daddy would try to sit down in his chair. He'd holler and whoop with a porcupine there. Ow, wow, ouch, youch. The walls would tremble. The sofa would break. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. The gibbons would giggle. Hyenas would laugh. The ostrich and I would go race the giraffe. We'd follow the bears as they ran up the stairs, and we'd bounce on the beds and knock over chairs. Rumble, jumble, pounce, bounce. The walls would tremble. The dressers would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. At bath time, my daddy would stammer and stare. You can't take a bath with an octopus there. The faucet would leak. The bathroom would flood. Daddy would slip and he'd land with a thud. Splish, splash, slip, splat. The walls would tremble. The toilet would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. When all the animals wanted to play, they'd grab all my toys and they'd take them away. Upstairs and downstairs and out in the hall, the chipmunks would draw with my paint on the wall. Wibble, scribble, wipe and swipe. The walls would tremble. The crayons would break. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. The bats would be dealing my cards on the ceiling. The squirrels would be squealing and the paint would be peeling. The rhinos downstairs would be watching TV. They'd stand in the way and leave no room for me. Spilling the popcorn and causing a riot, whooping and snorting. They'd never be quiet. Every last creature would sleep on my bed with oodles of pillows, one for each head. From sunset to sunrise, the wolves and the owls would keep us awake with their hooting and howls. We'd have nowhere to sleep, so we'd scratch and we'd yawn. We'd pack up our tent and go play on the lawn. As fun as a house full of critters could be, my dog and my kitten are plenty for me. The end. That would be a lot of animals in a house and a lot of messes to clean up. I think I'll stick with my dogs too. Would you just stick with your animals, or would you like to invite some of those animals inside? Be a lot of mess. Be really noisy, but it'd probably be fun too. All right. Have a great night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye-bye.